Welcome back to the farm. If you've been watching the videos up till now, you'll remember that I had started planting canola, and as promised, uh, I said we'd begin the next video toward the end of the canola harvest, and this is the last field we've got to harvest. As you can see on the map, I've already replanted field 31, 32, 33, and 34 with soybeans, and I'm about to start on field 35 replanting. And I've already harvested the canola off of all of those, and I'm finishing up on 29. And I will tell you that I plowed field 35 and I plowed field 29, and also put lime down on field 29, so you can see the fields don't need plowing anymore or need lime. They just got to be fertilized, so that's a good thing. uh, Show you how much we've made off of the harvest so far. And I kind of had to split this up over 2 days because it got dark last night, or it got dark the day before, and that's not really the reason that I fast forwarded it till today. The reason I fast forwarded it to today is because the price got real low, and you can see Friday we made $588,000, and today we made $572,000. So that's close to 88 and 72 is 159,000. Yeah, $1,159,000 so far. That's not too bad. So and we're still not completely done yet, but we're almost done. And you can see we've got $1,847,000 at our disposal. And I will tell you that I moved the workshop and the fuel tank over here where I put these structures at. You can kind of see that in the background there. You see the fuel tank on this end of the field, and the workshop's on the other end of the field. And I also got rid of the deck chairs and bought a house. So I'll show you the house before we end the video, and also put up a silo in case we have to store some grain or whatever, and I'll show you that as well. So right now I'm gonna grab this tractor and bring it over there. Well, first I'm gonna get this guy started planting field 35, because it's gonna take him a while to do that. And I'm probably gonna go ahead and get another one of these seeders like this, so it won't take so long to replant these fields once they've been harvested. So I got him started. Now I'll bring this tractor over there and so I can unload, keep the harvester unloaded. Yeah, I will say, always keep an eye on the prices before you sell something at a sell point. Make sure you look at the price, because it was uh, canola was bringing $1,960 at Agro Wholesales, and from at 7:30, just out of nowhere, it went down to like $1,238, uh, just in a few minutes. And if I hadn't been paying attention, I could have lost a lot of money right there. So always keep that in mind whenever you go to sell something. Got nearly a full grain tank. This field right here is kind of small, and I figure what we'll do with it eventually is plant some grass on it, and put the I want to do some cows, and we'll put the cow pasture on this field, and that way it'll be close to our base of operations, and we won't have to go very far to tend to the cows. And as far as the animals go, I think I like fooling with the cows more than I do any of the other animals. The horses are okay, but it takes a long time to get your money out of the horses, and it takes a lot of work too, because I mentioned this before. If you've got a PC, you can get a horse helper mod that will ride the horses for you every night at 11 o'clock. The horses get ridden, and you don't have to manually ride them yourself. The mod takes care of it for you. But on the consoles, well, I don't know about the Xbox, but I know about on the PS4, we don't have that mod, so we have to manually ride the horses. And when you got 16 horses, that riding each one 5 minutes apiece, that takes 80 minutes. So and do that 10 days in a row, that's a lot of time. That takes a lot of time to get your you make good money, but it takes a while to get it, is what I'm getting at, and it takes a lot of effort too. Hopefully by the time Farming Simulator 21 comes out, I'll have a PC, and can be broadcasting that way. You know, I really enjoy playing the game on the console, but to really get the most benefit out of it, you really need to have a PC. Or I guess not the most benefit, but to maximize your playing experience, I guess you could put it that way. To get the most out of the game, you need a PC instead of a console. but you know, I don't have $2,000 to throw down on a gaming PC right now. So until that day comes, I'm stuck with the PS4. But you know, I'm not mad about that. If it comes time, Lord sees fit for me to have a PC, then I'm sure I'll have one. So that's the way I look at it. And I am going to buy a few things before the end of this video. I want, like I said, I want to get another one of those seeders, and I want a high horsepower tractor for just in case we need to pull something that 435 horsepower won't pull. And I've got my mind on the Challenger MT800E. You can get that with 646 horsepower, and I'm thinking that pretty much do anything we want to do. I don't think there's anything in the game that requires more horsepower than that. I want to get that seeder, and I'm going to go ahead and buy my select button is acting a little weird here. I want to get the Mahindra while we're in here. That's a mod. I had to buy that. I think I gave $1 for it off of the it's a DLC. I got it off the PlayStation Store. I have the day one edition of the game that came with a Mahindra side by side, but I didn't have my own PS4 at the time that I bought the game, and I used the code for the side-by-side on my son's PS4, and I couldn't transfer that over to my PS4 because I didn't have my own account at the time. I was playing on his account. So yeah, he's got a day one edition Mahindra. I think it's black instead of red, but anyway, I'm not griping. I only had to pay $1 for this. So we're going to drive over here, and I'll show you the house and the silo that I bought. This thing will run pretty fast. It'll go about 60 miles an hour. That's believe me, that's moving on a side-by-side. Yeah, see, if you ain't careful, you'll wreck it. I have a Honda Pioneer 700, and it'll go about, I've had it up to 43 miles an hour, and that's way too fast on one of them things, if you ask me. So this is the house that I bought. That's a mod. Costed $150,000. It's got a kind of a little garage here. That you can drive through. You can turn the lights on and off. And that's over here is the silo that I bought. That's a Mercury Farms mod, and holds 500,000 liters of grain. And what I like about it is I'll show you. It holds we'll start at the beginning. It holds wheat, barley, oat, canola, sunflowers, soybeans, corn, potatoes, sugar beet, sugar cane, total mixed ration, chaff, wood chips, silage, grass, hay, straw, manure, pig food. I mean, it holds all those things, and it'll hold 500,000 liters of each one. And that's you know, you can't get that in a silo that came with the game. You're only going to find that in that mod that holds all those different types of grain and root crops. You know, the potatoes, the sugar beets, the sugar cane. I was really impressed that it holds silage and total mixed ration. I mean, it holds pretty much everything you can think of as far as fruit types and grain and material that you can make in the game. It pretty much holds everything. So that's why I chose it. And I think it was like $59,000, which is like a real good deal in my opinion. That's the plow I bought right there. And as you can see, I brought all of our equipment over here and put it under the structures that we built. And in case you didn't see the last video, these are Mercury Farms drive-through vehicle shelters. And he's almost got a full grain tank. He's almost done with this field too. Easy now. Thing don't want to turn too good. Just pull like that. Might help if I let that header down and lower the center of gravity. Take some weight off of the front end. Maybe that'll help it turn better. I'm gonna go and repair this thing and put it up I will tell you that I did repair it one time while I was harvesting in the middle of the harvest because it got so slow. It got down to like 4 miles an hour and it was just barely creeping along because of the condition of it. Had, you know, it mechanically it had just wore itself out. So I came over here and repaired it and went back to harvesting because I just it was just taking too long like that. So that's why it's not too bad wore down right now mechanically, is because I've already repaired it previously before I got through with the harvest. Excuse me. Thing's just a little bit too long to be completely covered on both ends because it's so long. It kind of sticks out a little bit on both ends, but I'm not going to complain about that too much. You know, most people that I've ever seen, uh, not most people, but I've seen a lot of people around here just leave their headers on the trailer and not even put them in a shed, just leave them outside. So we're definitely doing better than that. So the end sticking out just a little bit, we're not going to worry too much about that. So I'll go sell this. And you can see it's the highest at the bakery. It's $2,240 something. I can't see exactly it. 2,240 something dollars. So I'd have to get up and walk over there and to be exactly for sure, but I could tell from here that that's the highest place going right now. So we're going to sell it right here. And I don't know who came up with the idea to put this sell point in this little tight space, but they was trying to be cute, I think. And I don't really think it's too cute myself. But I played the game. I played the map long enough that, as you can see, I pretty much don't have any trouble with it anymore. But when I first started playing it, it took me a little while to figure out exactly how to get to that and dump it without having so much trouble. So I'm gonna take this trailer over here, tipper over here, and repair it and put it up. And you know, the tipper probably doesn't have that much wear on it. They typically don't wear out that much, just on one harvest, but I like to repair everything as I put it up, and that way it's ready to go the next time I want to use it. That's just something that I like to do, you know. You don't have to do it that way. Certainly that's one of the good things about the game. You can play it any way you want to. I guess there's really no right way or wrong way to play this game. You just play it and have fun with it. That's the main objective, I think, is just have a good time playing it and play it the way you want to. So that's what I do. Bumper, I don't think that bumper needs any repair right now. If it does, it's not much, so I ain't gonna worry too much about that. It's just a bumper, so got the tractor and the tipper repaired. That's the main thing. I'm gonna go ahead and we got $1,932,000. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that seeder. And that's that one. Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and put this tractor up. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that other high horsepower tractor I was talking about. And we'll put that seeder, I'll hook that seeder up to it. Alright, that's the Challenger MT800. And that looks okay. But I got a mod that I like even better. This is the MT800E Field Python, and that just looks a lot better to me. It's wrapped up in a snake skin, and looks like it's gonna bite you. I think it's pretty awesome. And we're gonna go with the highest horsepower we can get, which is 646 horsepower. And we're gonna go with the wider tracks, and we're gonna buy it. $509,000. Yes, I do. So we're gonna take that. And to me, that's just a good looking rig. takes a little while to get used to driving this thing. It turns on a dime. I'm buying these one at a time because it makes it a lot easier filling it up, just buying them one at a time, than trying to buy a bunch of them and then having to move the seeder around to pick them up or whatever. You just buy one at a time and it'll set it right beside your seeder, and you just hit refill, and you know, if you buy a bunch of them at one time, it's going to line them up in a line, and you'll have to move the seeder around a good bit to get to them. So this is just an easier way that I found to do it. Like I said, everybody plays the game differently, and there's no right or wrong way to do any of this stuff. It's just the way I do it. So don't hold it against me if you don't do it this way and think that I should do it a different way. I do apologize if this way doesn't suit you, but that's just the way I do it. So anyway, we got it full. I should be able to jump these little turds right here. No problem. And we're going to plant soybeans, so let's swap that over to soybeans. I went right by it. There it is. I'm going to start in this corner over here because it's the fence is really close to the edge of the field, and this is just probably the best place to start on this field. Like I said, we eventually I want to probably just plant this field in grass and put a cow pasture over here, and maybe we might even do some horses too. So but I really want to do some cows because that's what I like fooling with the most. So now we've got 2 of those seeders, and we've got a real high horsepower tractor, 646 horsepower, so we can you know, we could get some bigger equipment if we wanted to, and pull just about anything we want to with that tractor. So we've got a medium tractor, and then at 280 horsepower, and then we've got the 435 horsepower T8, and then this 646 horsepower, and 2 of these seeders. So we're doing pretty good. we still got over $1 million in the bank. So yeah, I think we're well on our way. Because you know, I told you when we first started playing that our goal was to get all these fields around here and to where we could plant what we wanted to when we wanted to. And as you can see, we bought all these fields in this little block right here from 29 all the way up to 35. So and of course we sacrificed field 30 to build structures on it, but that's a small field. We wasn't going to make a whole lot off of that anyway, so no harm, no foul there. And we should be able to plant with two seeders, those two seeders that we have. It shouldn't be no problem to get these fields planted pretty quickly. You know, after each harvest or whatever. So I think after our next harvest of these soybeans, I think we'll go ahead and buy another harvester and another tipper, and that way we can get the grain in a lot quicker, because with just one harvester and these huge fields, it takes a while to do a harvest. And I like to try to get the harvest done. And oh, my Mahindra's in the way right here. I like to try to get the harvest done and get the planting done all in the same day, and that way you can try to get a harvest every day. Doesn't always work out that way, but if you can get a harvest every day, you know, you can really accumulate some money in a short period of time. So and it's a little bit hard to, I won't say hard, but it'll kind of run you ragged trying to keep up with two harvesters. But you can do it. It's just, you just got to stay on top of it. But with these big fields, and as many of these big fields as we got, I think we need two harvesters. And after that, you know, I think we can probably look at buying some cultivators and some planters to where we can do hello, fastest runner. We'll do kind of lost my train of thought there for a minute. Yeah, well, after we get the harvesters on the next harvest, I think after that we'll get some cultivators and some planters to where we can do corn and sunflowers. You can do sugar beets, cotton. We'll get into some cotton. The only thing about cotton is that you have to buy the harvester, and I like to have two harvesters because they're so slow. You buy two harvesters, that's $1 million. So, but if you're gonna do cotton, why not have two harvesters? So, and you know, You have to watch the price of cotton too, because it varies a good bit. But you can make some good money off of cotton. You just gotta make sure you sell it at the right time. But right now we're still on. We're still selling. The fastest runner wants to know, can he have 100 million in real life? Of course he can if he earns it. Anybody can if they work hard enough and are smart enough to make that kind of money. Sure you can. You just the secret to it, I think, is just work all the time and don't ever take a break. But you know, that's always been my philosophy. If you want to have money, you got to work hard for it. No, I'm not supposed to give it to you. Ain't nobody give me nothing.
You are. You're supposed to give me money.
In case anybody's wondering, if you watch this video and you see the fastest runners comments in the comment section,
Get out
the fastest runner is my son. So that's his the name of his YouTube channel is the fastest runner. So he makes a lot of GTA videos and stuff, and but sometimes I'd like to take that headset away from him and wrap it around his neck with some of the language he uses on there, but he I just would rather he didn't do that, but he does sometimes, and if I catch him, I'll get on to him about it. I want to show you something on the map. Field 34. It's kind of a smaller field. It's in comparison, it's about the same size probably as field 29. And what I got in my mind is planting field 29 in grass and field 34 in grass eventually, and we'll use field 34 to take care of the cows that we put on field 29. So we'll make hay And to have to take care of cows, you got to have hay and silage and straw. So no problem making the straw. We'll just plant wheat or barley or something like that, and we'll have straw, and we'll make the hay off of field 34, and we'll take and we'll put uh, a silo, a bunker silo down on field 29 for the silage to make silage, and we can use the grass off of field 34 to make the silage with, because on Farming Simulator 19 you put grass in a bunker silo and it turns into chaff. And I could take this over there, this cedar. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and do that. Bring it over here and help that other guy finish field 35. That way it won't take him so long to get done. Man, this thing turns quick. You just barely bump that joystick and it takes a right or a left in a heartbeat. And we could get one of those humongous seeders that's got the seed cart and the fertilizer cart behind it that they released with the big bud pack on Farming Simulator 17. We could get one of those, but I kind of refrain from those because I can't say that I don't like it because I've never used it. But just looking at it, it looks like it would be, you'd have to have plenty of open space to use it. And what I mean by that is, at the end of the field, you'd have to have a lot of room to turn around. And you just don't have that on these fields because of the fences and stuff. And me personally, I don't really feel like cutting down all them fences, and even if I did, there's still a road out there, so you know, and I may try those later on. I don't know. I've never tried them, so I can't really say that I don't like them, but I just got it in my head that it would be more trouble than it's worth, and I may be wrong about that. I don't know. Somebody if somebody disagrees with that, they can certainly leave a comment, and I'll take it into consideration. But these, you can take 2 of these and working, you know, like I'm doing here, one working one way and one working the other way, and you can plant a field this size pretty quick. And believe me, this is a big field. And if anybody noticed, it says Rodney Stigall said if I catch him, I'll take his system from him. That's my wife commenting with my other YouTube account. She says she'll take the fastest runner's PS4 if she catches him cussing on it. So all I got to tell her is keep an ear open, and she'll probably be taking his system away. She's done it before, and I'm sure she'll do it again. I know it took forever to plow this field with that plow I used. I don't really care for using those great big plows because they're so awkward and everything. It just to me they're just hard to use. So I used a smaller plow, not the smallest plow you can get, kind of a medium-sized plow, I guess you'd say, and but it took a while to plow this field. But there again, this is a huge field. And I said I put lime down on field 29, and I did, but I didn't keep the lime distributor. I just leased it and put it down on field 29, and then I turned it back in because I've got the lime required and the periodic plowing, I've got that turned off. So the fields needed it initially, but they won't need it again unless I turn that back on, which I probably won't turn that back on because to me it's just annoying. I know it makes the game more realistic or whatever, but you know, there's farmers around here that don't plow their fields but maybe once every 10 years, you know. So that's you know, having to plow every three harvests, I think that's a little bit much. You know, I mean, like I said, there's really no right or wrong answer on a lot of this stuff. You know, it's just preference in a lot of cases. You know, it's not a right way or a wrong way. It's just how you prefer to do it. And I'm gonna get out of his way. I'm gonna check this guy, make sure he stops down here, because a lot of times they'll get to the end and they'll start backing up looking for something else to do, and it's already done. So I'm gonna make sure he shuts down right here. See, there he goes backing up. He don't know what he's doing. So I'm gonna shut him off, fold him up. And cut his engine off. And then we'll get done with this one and we'll put him up, and then we'll put the other one up. And I've got the plant growth turned off, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that back on. I like to put it on fast. But there again, that's probably not realistic, but it's just the way I like to play the game. I will tell you this, that the farmers around here were late getting their crop planted this year because of all the rain we had in the spring. And some of the cotton that they planted, they didn't get planted until like the 1st of June. But it's really, the rains caught it just right, and they put the fertilizer to it just right, and it's really jumped out there and stood up there pretty quick. So I didn't think you could plant cotton that late and still make anything, but you know, that remains to be seen. It looks like from what I'm seeing now, it looks like it's gonna make pretty good. So crops will grow pretty fast if they get the right amount of fertilizer and the right amount of water. They will shoot up there pretty quick. I did not get that in there like I wanted to. put the other one in the bay right there next to it, and that way both of them will be in the same little shelter. Kind of try to keep things organized here. If you'll notice, I repainted the S-Series tractor here. It's black now with red accent. Just kind of changed it up a little bit. I think that's pretty neat. Another feature of this mod is you can open the back glass. Open and close the back glass and the side glass. So I think that's pretty neat. Hey!
Hush.
That's enough.
Bad girls. Hey.
Peanut and Fish here getting
Hey,
aggravated.
bad girls.
That's just a cool little characteristic of that mod.
Come here. Come on. Peanut.
Hush!
Hey. Come here. Come on, Peanut. Bad girl. Come here. Come here. Come on, Peanut. Get up here. Come on. Peanut, no. Come on. They're barking like someone's outside, but there's nobody outside.
As you can see, I put both of those in the same shelter. Like I said, just kind of trying to keep things organized.
Peanut.
The next thing we'll have to do is fertilize these fields. They've got the first stage of fertilization, but we'll have to put the second layer of fertilization down. So we'll get ready for that. If you watch this video from front to back, you should be caught up on where we're at on the farm, as far as what we've got, what we've done, what we've bought, what we have. You know, if you watched all the videos, which I hope you have, you know what, how we got started and how we built the farm and how we got to where we're at, you know, where we are now. So it's been really hasn't taken that long to get this far. I think I've got about 80 or 85 hours in this game. That's a lot, considering, you know, that I could have been doing something else, but considering where we're at on the farm and what we've built, you know, what we've put together, where we came from, started out with, and what we've got now, I think we've done pretty good. So I'm gonna speed up time to where we can get to get our plant growth to come up to where we can put down our second layer of fertilization. I'm gonna have to work on that select button on this, change that back to real time. That come up quick. Let me check and make sure that it done that on that we've got. Check the growth. Yep. All the fields are the same color, so they're all in the same stage of growth, so we can start fertilizing. A lot of people I've seen on here think if you put down solid fertilizer with the seeder that you've got to come back and put down the second layer of fertilization with a sprayer. To me, that's, you can do it that way if that's the way you prefer to do it, but there's nothing wrong with using solid fertilizer on both stages. First stage and second stage fertilization, using solid fertilizer for both of them. That's common practice around here on farms. So you know, it's not unheard of. So and the game will let you do it. So that's the way I do it. I prefer to do it this way because It's just quicker. It just doesn't take as long to do it this way as it does with the sprayer, or at least it doesn't seem like it to me. It might, but I don't know. Just seems quicker doing it this way. As you can see, it's putting down our second layer of our second stage of fertilization. So we'll get all those fields done, and then we'll speed time up and start harvesting soybeans. I think this is a good opportunity to go ahead and end the video right here. We'll probably come back to the next video toward the end of the soybean harvest, and we'll, like I said, we'll probably buy another harvester after the soybean harvest, and another harvester and another tipper, and kind of go from there. We'll just continue to grow and expand the farm, and keep on keeping on. So if you like what you've seen, certainly appreciate it if you'd give us a like. If you subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. And if you want to know when we're streaming, all you got to do is hit that bell, and we'll send you a notification and let you know when we're streaming, and you can tune in each time we're live. So just keep that in mind. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Farming Simulator 19. Goodbye.